This is something that I actually haven't really ever mentioned in any of my streams. I mentioned it on Twitter, but I haven't really mentioned it on Twitch itself. Me, Anrex, my design and where I initially came from is actually, I came actually from inside a dream world. This is not part of the lore, by the way. This is just literally, well, you could kind of call it that, but it's literally where I came from. So basically imagine this. In 2010, I woke up inside a dream world. And inside this dream world, also pay attention to the fact that I didn't know anime existed in 2010, by the way. I only discovered anime like 2012. But I woke up inside a dream world in a bed with 2 girls. And no, not like that. There was just 2 girls and we were cuddling, and that was it. However, when I was in that world, the first thing that I noticed is everything was very creepily, like extremely realistic. Like it felt so realistic, almost as like right now in reality. Like it was kind of scary how realistic it felt. But basically they woke up and they called me by my name, Anrex, which is where I got the name from. I'm not kidding you. And like ever since that dream, I have consistently been waking up and meeting up with them, and then literally like living a second life. This is literally where I, Anrex Zekai, came from. The name Zekai is literally just because, well, Zekai is usually the name for world in Japanese, but I changed it to like Zet because it's like, oh, like the, you see, because it's cooler. Isekai in 2020, before you knew what anime was. Yeah, and this is literally something I've never told any of the other like viewers, anyone else. Like, I've forgotten about telling about this because I kind of wanted this to be a thing in the movie, but I'm working on making, because like, this is also a thing. My VTuber lore, although you can't really call it that, it's more like where I came from, and then I'm gonna have a separate, like, a different story that actually is my VTuber lore. But you are gonna see in the movie that I'm making where I came from a very, like, cool transitioning animation perspective thing. Ever since then, I like been lucid dreaming and like waking up in constantly many dreams. And I will say though, I don't want to spoil anything, because like this is gonna be in the movie and this is gonna hit extremely hard. Like there are gonna be a lot of emotional moments. I have known these girls since 2010, right? But the thing is, in 2010, they didn't really explain. Like while I was in the world, by the way, I was going around and trying to figure out where I was, because keep in mind, I was as conscious, or like it felt as real as right now, but in the dream world. It was very extreme how realistic it felt. I literally couldn't tell from reality and dream. And I was going inside different places in the world to try and find a library or anything to try and figure out where I am. And I couldn't really find any specific like mentionings of where I was. However, I found a book which explains something that might be the case of why I woke up in that dream. So basically, to put it simply, in this dream, I found this book where I apparently have been waking up in another person's body, where in the book it says, if 2 universes that have 2 souls that are extremely similar to each other in like the way like the souls like personality is and how they act and whatnot, if these 2 souls somehow end up in the same position but in different universes, like they lay exactly, and I mean exactly, we are talking nanomillimeters, or like extremely like close to how they sit, or like how they lay, like they lay in this same position but in 2 different universes in the exact same place. If they do that, then if they fall asleep while doing it, their souls would be merged. And then that's why I realized then does that mean that I have somehow merged with another soul inside another body, where every time I dream, I wake up in this body, and then I like live the life of that person? And then this is where I found out something that was even more creepy about the fact, because when I wake up in reality, then the thing that turns out to be very scary is when I then go back to sleeping and then I meet them again, the two girls that is, after I've been doing this for a lot of time, like I keep waking up in reality, like I wake up in reality, go by my normal daily life, then I go back to bed, fall asleep, and wake up in that world. Somehow, this is where it actually like genuinely gave me goosebumps. One of the girls talked to me and asked where I am going between these and these hours. Like she literally said to me that I disappear from their life for the rest of the day for a long time, and then I pop up again at a random place near them or in the world, in the same world. And that was scary, because like, what? That actually starts making me like question, is this an actual world that exists somewhere actually? A lot of years goes by, I hang out with these girls for like, I'm pretty sure it's about 2016, where suddenly they stop popping up. It's almost as if like they abandoned me. In that world, I'm their boyfriend. Yes, I have two girlfriends. Apparently we're in like some kind of like poly relationship, something where we like extremely like loyal to each other. We have complete trust in each other. There's like no problems. And I am a very extreme guy when it comes to like romance and stuff. So there is no problem there. Like, I have the mindset of like, the person that I find is the person I'm staying with forever. And I mean forever. Although I wasn't really prepared for having two girlfriends, but that was a thing in that world. Well, they never really told me why they suddenly stopped looking for me and then kind of abandoned me. But I was like, every single dream, I was running through forests, cities, deserts, all of these different many different worlds, because also like we travel to different worlds also, apparently me and those girls, to like hang out, and because we have a duty of hunting a specific kind of creature that is extremely dangerous to all, and I mean all living things, and also just like not even living things, but like everything. I have like abilities in this dream world. Like I have a few abilities. Like I can run incredibly fast. Like we are talking the speed of light. Like I'm kind of like Sonic in a way. Like I can run incredibly fast, but I also have incredible agility, so I can also just move incredibly well. And I have two swords that are like dimensional swords, which is like a type of sword that can open up portals to not only worlds but also dimensions and other realms. And the sword itself has a mechanic that makes it so that I can make what is called a universal lock, which is literally the thing we need to do against this one creature I mentioned before, because this creature can travel from universe to universe, kill things just by touching it, whether it being alive or not, whatever it is it's touching. Our duty was to hunt down these things, fight them, weaken them, because there's no real way to kill this kind of creature. And then we have to do a universal lock, which is like a lock that locks them entirely out of the universe, which is the only method that proves to work against them. So we can't beat them. They can't die. That's impossible. And again, all of this, by the way, is something I've been told in the dream world. It's not something it's a lot of the things that I'm saying right now is not something I've came up with. It's all stuff I've been told by not only my girlfriends in the dream, but also other people I've met throughout inside the dream. Another thing also is, no matter where I wake up inside a dream world, whether it being in the end of the dream, in the middle of the dream, or at the start of the dream, when I say the end, middle, or the beginning. What I really mean is look at it as if it was just like a normal 24 hours throughout the day. No matter what dream it is, no matter what kind of dream it is or whatever, I always have enough information to know what is going on. The thing about my lucid dreaming is I can't control what I dream about, but I can control the situation. Like, I can't control people around me or anything, but I can try and stop them as if I was actually my own person in reality, trying to fight against someone and stop them from doing something. I can control the situation, but I cannot control the content of what I'm dreaming. And ever since 2016, where I stopped dreaming about them, those two girls, and I've just been on a constant run looking for them. And when we got to like 2020, this is where it literally, like, it really hit me. This is where I got really emotional and sad, because keep in mind, from 2016 up to like 2020, I haven't had a single dream of these two girls popping up anywhere, but I get this one dream in 2020. This one dream where I'm in a train station and I see one of the girls sitting inside the train, and then the other girl is walking into the train. I'm of course extremely anxious because I want to get over to them as fast as possible and ask where they've been, because I've been looking for them literally every single dream, and I can't. There's something blocking me, so I can't run over to them. There's like an invisible wall, so I can't get over to them. And also, I'm apparently not even visible in that world to them, so they can't see me. I can only hear them and see them, but they can't see or hear me. So I literally stand there in front of the train with an invisible wall in front of me, and these two girls are saying that it's for the better that they left me because of, and this is the thing, like they say because of, and then I can't hear what they're saying. Like, it gets cut off and I don't know why, and I don't know if I'll ever know why. A year goes by where I just have like other dreams of where I just walk around into like other worlds and go around exploring all these different dimensions, because I still have my dimensional swords with me, so I can still go to different worlds and like check those out and maybe meet new people. And then this is where something else happens. This is where the new people come into my life in my dream world, or whatever you want to call it. And this is where now we're gonna get into some territory where I'm gonna talk about other VTubers, because yes, VTubers started popping up in my dreams. And again, as I said before, my dreams are extremely realistic. They feel extremely real to me, almost as real, if not as real as right now when I'm conscious in reality. But basically, there's been a few VTubers that's popped up in my dreams, and I've become very good friends with them, and I hang out very well with them, and I have fun times just hanging out, vibing, playing games. And I might be based saying this, but one of the VTubers, my Ushi in fact, has popped up in my dreams extremely many times, and she is probably my best friend ever in that dream world. Again, I will say again, I do not know any of these VTubers. Like, the VTubers that pop up in my dreams or have been kept popping up in my dreams are like Momo, my Oshi, Shy Lily, Cinder, Tricky Wee, Billion, Iron Mouse. So I kind of came from like a dream world, and the real me decided to then try and take it into the real world. Take the Anrex from the dream world into the real world. And one of the dreams that I had in 2022 is literally the dream that I'll be turning into a movie, which is the VTuber movie that includes 36 VTubers, which, by the way, is a movie that will only be a thing if the VTubers are willing to voice act their actual, well, VTuber characters.